Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lulua Tech Design, and I am your boy Lulua Mark. We are back with a first project, as I promised. The next project we are going to do will be a bungalow, and on your screen you are seeing exactly the kind of house we are going to design, and it's a modern house, as you can see, with the facade and the glass panels, the curtain walls. All these are signs that this is a modern contemporary design, and this is exactly what we want to achieve. We shall take this project from scratch up to the finished part. What we shall learn, first of all, you learn how to even open a Revit. Your first time to open a Revit, this project is for you, and we shall be able to set the workspace from scratch. Then we shall be able to start our different components, walling, and all those stuff. So you are going to learn everything about Revit, and of course, much of it will come as we move on. And not to waste a lot of time, please, let's go back to the project and start right away. Now, my Revit is open here, but I have not started a new project. And if you have opened your Revit for the first time, you will see something like this. This will be the interface. However, you may not see uh, uh, the recent files or projects because you have not yet done anything on the software. So for me, I can see my previous projects here, but these ones doesn't matter really. They don't matter at all. So what we shall do, we shall come to new. You come to new. You click on this new, and you have this drop down. When you click on this drop down, it will show for you all these options. You can choose architect or template, which is of course the template that we want. But if you can't get these options, what you do, you come to this browse. You browse from here, and then you come to click on this button. And then it will bring you to this list of languages or countries. You look for English because that's what we're going to use. English is here. You click on English, and then you click on this open button. It will open for you this, and then you look for default metric. This one here, this default metric. Once you have clicked on this default metric, you can click open. Then it will open here as a default metric, and you can just click OK, and it will open for you a new Revit project. This is how you can open a new Revit project from really scratch. Even if you have never opened the Revit software before, that is the standard procedure. And you'll be able to see an interface like this. It has these four dots. They look like dots, but these elevations, they show for you the different sides of the elevations. There is north, east, west, and south. So we shall use these elevations, of course, to see the different sides of our house, but we shall design our house in the middle of these elevations. This part here is enough for you to design your entire house actually. However, if you think your design is so big that these elevations are too close to each other to accommodate your design, you can also drag them a little bit outside. It will do no harm. And then of course, another thing I want to show you before we even go further is on top of the software, you're going to see so many tools. The toolbars and like the menus, there are so many. There's the first line, there's the second line, and of course this third line that has so many mixture of tools. But you should not be scared. These are tools you're going to learn, and you find that they are really easy to understand, though they look many. Then on our left side, we have the properties. This is the property panel, so you'll be able to see the properties, these properties of everything you're doing. Then on our right, we have the project browser, and this project browser, sometimes I keep telling viewers every time I start a new project, this project browser sometimes can be here when let me just place it there. Sometimes you open your Revit software and you can't see your project browser on the right. You see them have sitting next to each other with the property panel. So when it is down here and you think you don't want it to be here, you can easily drag it just by clicking on it like this, then it will move. You can place it really anywhere you want that is comfortable for you to do your work. But for me, I always feel better or comfortable when it is this side like that. You just place it there, you drop it, and it will come out like this, so that we can have our property panel without any uh, distraction from the project browser. Then we also have our project browser without having any interruptions from the property panel. So to start a new project, first of all, we have gone a step deeper. But for you to start up a building, a new design, you come to your project browser. Let me first close these things. You might probably find something like this, even this. If I close it, you might find your project browser in this format. And what you can do here, you just come to this views, you click on this plus sign. When you click on this plus sign, it will reveal for you the floor plans, the ceiling plans, elevations, building elevations. But for now, we are interested in the elevations because this is where we're going to start our setting. So you click on the elevations, it will also open up these elevations, the east, north, south, and west. So you can double click on any of the elevations. For me, I've gone with the east, but you can really choose any. And when you double click, first of all, it will appear up here like this. Then the interface will show for you levels. There is the level 1 that is showing at 0, then level 2 showing at 4,000. These levels represent the floor-to-floor height. That means level 0 is the ground floor, then level 2 is where the wall is going to stop. It might either be for roofing or the first floor, you can't know, but you can customize this to fit your design. Since we want to do a bungalow for the very first time, we shall only have two levels, the ground floor and the roof level. Perhaps we shall have a foundation level. So if you want to set your levels, you can just click on this line. It will make this label active. So you can click on it and rename it to whatever thing you want to rename. So we shall rename this the ground floor, and of course it is supposed to be 0. And when you are active like this and you want to proceed to the next, you have to click on your escape key on the keyboard, or you can just right click and cancel like this. You right click cancel. You have to do this until you see that your mouse or the cursor has nothing active on it, so it can be ready for the next activity or action. So we shall also click on this level here. You click on that, you can rename it to maybe roof, rename it to roof plan or roof level, whatever thing you want. Then for me, I want to change the level from here because I want my floor to floor height to be 3.5. Now 3.5, but I'm writing 3,500. Now we write these measurements in millimeters. However, Revit will read them in meters. So when we write 3.5 meters, it will convert it to millimeters. That will show 3,000 millimeters. So you can just put that and you have your ground floor at 0, then the roof plan or roof level at 3.5. Then we need to create the foundation level. Now foundation level has to be below this ground level. For you to create a level from scratch, you come to your architecture tab, then you move all the way to the right and you see levels here, and the shortcut is LL. When you click on it, you see your cursor becomes a plus sign with some active labels. That means you are ready to start drawing your level or the next command. So we can just click one, then we start dragging like this. However, I want mine to face the other way around, so I'll click on escape, then it will allow me to start afresh. I can now click here and drag it this side. When you see this blue dotted line aligning with the previous line, you can just click there. It will align it perfectly with the previous level lines. Now, as I told you, when your cursor is like this and it is showing that it wants to do something, you can keep pressing escape key until these things disappear like that. You press until it disappears and the cursor is free from those commands. Now for this ground floor, for the foundation, we shall click on it, the line, then we can rename it to foundation level, foundation level, something like that. And our foundation is going to be minus 1.5, like that. That is a standard measurement for foundation levels. However, your foundation level may depend on the type of the soil where the house is going to be built. But if the condition is normal, really normal, the foundation depth will be negative 1.5. It's negative because it is down or it is below the ground floor, so we read it negatively. So at this point, we are really done setting up our floor-to-floor heights, foundation, ground floor, then the roof level or roof plan. Now, if you are done with this, you can close your elevation. You can even close here. Then you come to your floor plans up here. As you can see, you come to your floor plans in the project browser. When you click on the positive sign, it will show you all the levels that you created. You remember we created foundation level, ground level, roof plan, and also the site. So all these things will appear here, and they will guide us on our project, and you have to always work on the flow that you really want to work on. For example, if we want to start our walling or we want to start designing our wall, we shall start from the ground floor and we shall do our roofing from the roof plan or from the roof level. So the first thing we're going to do is now to go and set our wall. Our wall setting is one important thing because basically a house is about the wall and maybe a few components. So if you want to draw a wall, you come to your architecture, which is this first tab here, and the wall is also just below it. It's also the first tool. You click on the drop down, then you choose the first wall, which is the wall architecture. You click on that, then you see that your cursor turns positive. It shows a plus sign. That means it is ready to start drawing wall. For example, if I just draw here, it will start drawing wall. So you can draw wall anyhow you want. That is how you can really draw a wall. But we are going to delete this. This was just to show you that you can start drawing a wall from that point. But what we are going to do after selecting the architecture wall, we first of all want to set the thickness of the wall. the finishes on either sides of the wall so that our house looks realistic. So after selecting the wall, you come to this button that says edit type. Here it is showing new wall, so you edit type, and then you come and click on this duplicate. Click on the duplicate, then you can rename this to anything you want. So we shall rename it main wall. We shall let's just leave it at that, but you can rename it anything you really want to name it. So I'll click OK. And then from here you can click on this button that says edit. And click on the edit, you'll be able to see here the core boundary structure, core boundary. I am sure you will see more things than I am seeing here right now. You might be seeing finishes on either side, the thermal stroke air, those things. You will delete all of them. How to delete it is you just highlight on this one here. You can come to the buttons. There's button for insert, delete, up, down. However, this one is not making the delete button active because these core boundaries can't be deleted. But if it was this and you want to delete it, since we only have one component that is available to be deleted, that it can't show here. So what we're going to do, we're going to insert. First of all, we shall insert one, we shall insert another one. Now you can see the delete button is now active. That means you can now delete some things here. You can delete, you can insert, or you can even move. However, this function, we want this one here to be a finish. You can say finish 2, then this upper part is going to be finish 1, the middle part is the structure. Now let me explain this. When you see on this side it is saying the exterior side, then this side is showing the interior side. That means the superstructure, which is the brick in the middle, when you are designing or when you are building a house, you have bricks. You start building your walls with the bricks. Then later you will plaster the brick. You plaster the wall from both sides. So those plasters are represented by these finishes. That's why you need to have finish on one side and finish on the other side. However, the structure, which is now the real brick, has to be in the middle of the two finishes so that your wall can be covered properly. Now, on the thickness side, we are going to make sure that our superstructure, which is the brick, has a thickness of 180. That is the common brick size. Then the finishes, which comprises of plastering and paint, will have 10 millimeters, and the other one will have 10 millimeters. And in total, our wall thickness is going to be 200 millimeters. That is the common wall size if you are using this common brick, the common bonding. However, if you're using, let's say you're using blocks to design, to build your house, the thickness may not be uh, just 200, but this is for the common brick, so we are going with the brick size, which is 180 millimeters, then the finishes on both sides at 10 millimeters each. Now we have in the middle here, we have the material. So we are going to assign materials for all these things. We need to know that we are building the house with a brick, and on both sides of the wall we are having plasters with paints, and we shall assign these materials ourselves with the colors we want, and any other material that we want. We shall be able to create it on our own and have our own unique uh, material. So we can start with the brick or the superstructure. You just click on this material area, then it will show you this button that has 3 dots. You click on it, it will pop up this menu which says material browser. So in this material browser, you are going to click on this button here, which is a little bit round plus a positive sign. You click on it, it will give you these options: create new material, duplicate, then duplicate again. So if I click on this create new material, it will generate this default new material. Then I can right click on it, I come to rename, we shall say brick. Can just say the name should be brick. Then of course when you come to your graphics, this graphics shows you the color of the house before you have given it any other color yourself. So this color is provided by Revit. When you don't change it, your house will all look like this color that Revit is giving you. So maybe we shall just click on it and change it a little bit. You know, bricks always appear like this brown, but I think I want the color to be white. I click on white. Then when we come to appearance, we click on this appearance. From the appearance, and by the way, before going to appearance, in the graphics here, you can also see when you scroll down, you can see this cut pattern, then background, foreground. These ones all will show you how your work is supposed to appear. For example, if we want the cut pattern, the foreground, to have something else, we can open that. You just click on this none, it will give you this. Then we can look for something maybe diagonal. If you want your wall to be solid, you can have that as a solid wall. If you want it to have maybe a diagonal pattern, there's a masonry concrete here, masonry brick. So I can just click on this masonry brick, I'll click OK. It will so that our bricks are like this. Then now we can go to appearance. From appearance, we have this button that will open the assets. So you click on it and it will pop up this asset browser. Now from the asset browser, we can look for the brick that we want. So we can just say brick. You search for the material you want. Now I am searching for brick and it will give me all these bricks that we need. When we scroll down, we shall have all these kinds of bricks. However, we have more options here. When you click on this first option, it will give you tiles. Then default, it will give you that masonry something. Then when you give flooring, it will give you this. Then the masonry, it will give you these bricks. So I guess we shall get our brick from here, and the brick we are looking for is this common brick. When you highlight on these materials, you see there's a button here that is indicating that when you click on it, it will take you to the next page. So when you click here, it will show our brick here. You see this brick. Now you just close this. You close this part. You can apply here. Then you click OK. You will see now the structure is having a brick, and the thickness or the size is 180 millimeters. Now we can do our finishes on both sides. I'll just click on the first finish in the material. Then we come to this round thing that has a positive sign, then icon. Click on it, create new material. Now this default new material, you right click on it, you rename it to any form of paint that you want to use. So I think we shall use white paint still. White paint, something like that. Then in the graphics still, I'll go with white paint. In the color here, you just click this, I'll change it to white paint. Then when I come to my appearance and I click on this button to generate asset browser, we shall have the assets here, and then we can look for paint. something like that, and it will give us paints, a lot of them actually. Now when we come to, I think I can click on finish. When we click on finish, we have these liquor white, paint varnish. When I come to wall paint, glossy, we have these ones, cool white. So a lot of paints here for you to use. You can select, you can explore these options, and you'll be able to see the kind of paint you want. For me, I'm going with this, and I'll just close this one. Then from here I can apply, then I'll click OK. You'll see now here we have the first finish, which is on the exterior side, and it is having a white paint. The next part is this last finish here. You shall also click on the material by category. You click on this button, you come and create a new material. You click on this button, you create a new material, you rename it. We can give it I think brown, let's say brown color. Probably we'll go to brown color. So the brown color in the graphics part here, I'll click on the color. I'll choose something that is a little bit brown, not too brown, just there, and I'll click OK. Then I'll come to appearance. You click on this icon that generates the product browser, the asset browser. We shall still search for paint or plaster. You can also search for plaster to still give you the same things. So if I come to wall paint, and I have these ones, so I'm looking for something brown. There's a chocolate color here. I guess I'm going with this chocolate color. So I'll close this, then I'll apply here. I'll click OK. Now we have our wall ready. From this part here, you just now click OK. Then it will bring you to this side. It will show you all the details you have given your wall. Now when we click apply and OK, we shall now come back to our drawing board, the dashboard, where you will be able to start creating your wall. Now I had already created a floor plan for this project, so I will just go to that. I'll open that file so that we can use it to start our floor plan. You don't have to worry, we are going to do this manually from scratch. Don't think that I am going to start the work off from what I've already done off the camera, but we shall just use the floor plan to guide us and as we create a new floor plan. So what I'll do, I'll need to go to my let me go to my desktop and find this is already here. I'll just open it here. So it is here, and this is what we are going to create. Now we have two ground floors, but I know my ground floor is here. We shall create our new project here. I will see measurements from here, and then we shall draw it from here. Now if you can see here, we can start from this part. Maybe we have this first room that is 4 meters by 5. So let's create that 4 meters by 5. Now we have already set our wall. If you want to go to the wall tool again, you just come to architecture, you select the wall, and it will give us the wall that we have just created. It is our main wall. Remember, we gave it the name main wall. So I can just create one wall here like that, and if you are not achieving a straight wall, you can press on your shift key just like that. When you press on your shift key on the keyboard, it will make your wall straight. Sorry about that. So that can help you to achieve a straight line. So I'll just draw that, and then I can draw another one like this, vertical, just like that. And then you have to always escape, or you right click and cancel, right click and cancel until you see that your mouse is free. It is not having any form of command to perform. So we have these two walls, and these two walls are going to help us to design our entire house actually. We shall just do offsets, and we shall create some similar things here and there as you learn all the tools that we need for this project. Now we are going to first of all connect these two walls together so that we don't have these extensions out. So you can, if you want to connect these two walls, click on one, it will show you all these panels. Now we are looking for trim, slice, extend to corner, and the shortcut is TR. When you click on that, you click on one wall and then you click on another, it will trim off the excess part and connect these two seamlessly. Now we need to offset this wall to get our 4 meters or 5, to get our 5 meters. So we shall offset this wall to get 5 meters this side. Let's go to the offset. The offset is OF in short form, and if you are looking for it, it is just up here in the modify tool or modify menu. So you click on it. After clicking on it, you come to this offset, you give it the numbers or the dimension. So we want 5 meters, I'll just write 5m and click enter. It will convert it to millimeters. So you come and click on this wall, you will see it will look very small. Let me escape. It will look really small, and you wonder why this is so. However, trust me, this distance is big enough. However, this distance may likely not be 5 meters. For us to prove that, we need to measure. Every time you draw two different walls, you need to measure the distance between so that you are sure of your dimension. So for you to get your dimension, you come to this, align the dimension, and the shortcut is DI. So when you click on it, we want to change some setting here, especially this wall center lines. You click on it, you come to this wall faces, click on the wall faces. Now you can zoom in with your mouse. You select one point to another, and then you bring it a little bit inside and click OK. Or you just accept the command. Make sure you always escape. You should not forget to escape if you want to work without any disturbance. Now you realize we gave our wall a distance of 5 meters, but 200 is already gone. Why so? This Revit, basically when you are designing, you decided to measure your wall or give your wall a thickness of 200. When you create in a space, it will also include the thickness of the walls. So the 200 has gone to the thickness of the wall. So whenever you have created a room, make sure you come back to cross check so that you don't give people smaller sizes compared to what you are specifying. So to achieve our 5,000, we shall click on the new wall that we just offset from this one. It will make this align dimension figure active. When you click on it, you can change this to 5 meters. Just like that, it will now truly be 5 meters. That is how you will be creating your spaces and making sure that they give you the dimensions that you really specify. And we're going to create our 4 meters. Remember, this is the 4 by 5. So we have created the 5. Now we need the 4. So you can click, you go to your offset tool, which is the OF. Then you come to this wall. You see this wall, and it has to be, you see those dotted blue lines. Those lines show you where the wall is going to appear. So when it is appearing at the right place, you just click there. Then you escape. Make sure you escape several times and ensure that the mouse or the cursor is not active. Now we are going to also dimension these two walls and see that they are giving us 4 meters. So you click on the align dimension tool, which is the DI, and we measure. The reason why we changed the align dimensions tool setting from wall center line to wall faces is, if you measure the walls from the center line, it will not give you the exact figure of the interior of the house. However, we are interested in the interior house that is available for use. So we are not interested in the center of the wall, which is covered. That means when we measure from the center lines of the wall, our room space may not be as big as what we can see with the measurement. I think our measurement is supposed to be 4 meters. However, we have given here 4.8. So we shall click on this new wall we just created and click on this figure and make it 4 meters, just like that, and we are good to go. We have finished creating the first room, which is this one here. Now from this first room we can create the next room, which is 1.5, just this 1.5, and there's 2 meters here. This will be a washroom with some corridor. So we shall come back to our ground floor. Then we shall come to the offset. We are going to use the offset tool a lot to do this work. You click on it, then here you make the measurement 1.5, just like that. Then you come and offset here 1.5. After offsetting, you escape. Then you go to your line dimension tool, the DI. You measure from here to there, and you see it is 1.3. You click on the new wall. You click on the measurement. You make sure it is 1.5, just like that, and we proceed. We have created this. However, if you see here, there's some kind of partition in the middle here. I want to see how okay, it is just 2 meters from this wall here. So we shall just offset this wall 2 meters inside. We go to the offset tool, the OF, then you offset 2 meters from here, just like that. But of course, you know, we are supposed to escape. Then we can go to align dimension tool. You measure this and measure that, and you really have to ensure this is the distance that you have specified. When you click on this, we can change this to 2 meters, because that is what we want to achieve. Now you see these walls overlapping, they are going to places that we don't want them to go to. Now if you want to take away this wall, there are so many options. One, I can just pick it like this and drag it up to here. That is one. Then the second is let me just go back by clicking on Ctrl Z. That is to undo, and it is asking us to save our project, and it is always very necessary to save your project, your new project, before you lose it. Otherwise, you may end up losing your project when your computer may be not holding power, and it goes off. The project will also go off. You can't get it again. So we're going to save this project. I'll first cancel this, then I'll come to this file, then you come to save as. We're going to choose this project option. Click on project, and where do we want to save it? For me, I want to save it in the desktop, and I have my YouTube, so I'll say project first bungalow. Let's say first bungalow. So I'll just put that and 1. So I'll just say save, and it will have saved our project. Now I was showing you how you can deal with this excess wall that has gone to a place where you don't want it to be. The first option was to drag, which is this. Then another option is you can click on the wall, you come to this split tool. The option is SL, I mean the shorthand is SL. It is the split element. When you click on it, you can come and split here, just like that. It will split the wall into 2. You can click on this one and delete it. It will still achieve the same result that we are looking for. So we are continuing. I'll come to here for reference. The next room is 3.5 by 5. So we shall offset this one by 3.5. This one is already 5 meters. So we shall come to the offset to the OF. Then we give 3.5 meters. Then I'll come and offset here just like that. And make sure you always escape. Don't forget to escape. I'll come to the align dimension too. I'll measure this. I know it is not 3.5. I'll click on the new wall I created. I'll change this to 3.5, just like that. And then of course this one here we don't need it. We shall come to the split tool, which is the SL or the split element. Then we shall split here, just like that. And then escape, and then you can click on the excess, you delete it, and we shall be able to have that. I can just Control S, that is to save. So you should now start saving. Every time you make changes, you need to save and save and save. So we have that side done. So we are left with this other side. This side is seen here 6 meters. So we're going to offset this wall 6 meters. From here we shall another option to remove off this excess wall, which you have already seen. You can come to this trim extend to corner, click on it. Want this part off, so I will click here and I will click here. It will take off that part. And then of course the other, this one here, we can either drag or we can split. So the trim to extend works at it works at some point, but there are points where it cannot work, and all these ones do work at certain levels, and sometimes you may need to use specific option to handle your situation. I can now split, just come here in the middle to show me that I'm splitting this wall. So when I click there and see what I've done, I think I've split a different wall. So I'll Control Z to undo. I'll come to the split element again, the SL. I'll now split this one really from here, just like that. And so this time we split the right one. When I delete, I'll have this here. So I'll save that change. Let's continue. We remember we're supposed to offset this wall, this side, at 6 meters. So I'll come to the offset tool. I'll do 6 meters here, just like that. And then I'll come and offset here. You escape, you come to the line dimension and measure. Then you click on the new wall you created and change this to 6 meters. So now we have created that. When we come to this, what else do we need? Then we need another wall that is 3.5 this side. So we need another wall 3.5 this side. So these walls are excess really. We need to take care of them. We need to split them here. So I'll come to the split element. Then I'll split first of all this one. Also split this one. Then I can escape, and I can delete them off just like that, so that this part can be open. We are going to offset this 3.5. Come to the offset, you go to the offset, you write 3.5, you can offset that, and then escape. You come to align dimension, you can measure the two parts, you escape, then you click on this new wall, you change it to 3.5, just like that. Then what else? So this one is 3.5 by 3.5. So I'll offset that side inside by 3.5 also. So I'll come to the offset. 3.5 is still active, so I'll just come here and click on that outside wall to bring something inside the escape. I come to align dimension, then I'll measure this, I'll measure that, I'll ensure that it is 3.5. So I'll click on the new wall, I'll change that to 0.5. It is complaining because it finds another wall inside there. So what we shall do, we shall split it, this wall here, we shall split it. You come to the split element, you make sure you split it here, just like that. Then this side you delete it off, no more complaint. And I guess we need to save that before we lose it. So which other wall are we creating? Then there's another one here which is 1.5 by 1.5. So we shall offset this one here 1.5 by 1.5. But I need to first of all bring this to this by using the trim tool. You come to the trim tool, which is the TR, click on it, you bring this to this so that the excess part is gone. Here, escape. Then this one here you can split. Come to the split element, you click that, it will split it, then you delete it off so that you don't have that excess part. Then of course this one can be done with the trim tool, which is the TR. You can do this and do that. See that? Always make sure you escape. So let's now offset this 1.5. Come to the offset tool, right there 1.5, just like that. You offset it. escape, you come to the align dimension, you measure this, and escape, you click on the new wall, you make sure this is 1.5, just like that. Then we're going to offset this one also 1.5 inside. You come to the offset and it's still 1.5, you can just offset this one inside, just like that. You escape, you go to the align dimension, you measure it, you make sure it is 1.5. How do you do that? You click on the new wall you created, you change this to 1.5, just like that. So we have this room here, and we come here, you realize the last room. Let me measure this part here, 0.5. So what we shall do, this one here I'll just now drag and put it there. And then this one here I can also drag it a little bit, maybe I leave it here. And then this one I'm going to use the trim tool. I'll trim it from here and extend it to that, something like that. I'll escape. And then we need this space. Let me see, this space 1.5. Okay, this space is 1.5, so you come to the offset, and it is 1.5. The offset here 1.5. You come to the line dimension, you measure from here to here, escape, you click on the new wall, you change that to 1.5, just like that. We also have this 1.5. We go back to the offset, you make sure it is 1.5, you click there, you escape, you come to a line dimension, you measure this and that, and you still make sure it is 1.5 by clicking on the new wall. Right, you change that to 1.5, just like that. And then we have this side, which is 3.5. So you'll offset this 3.5. However, you can see that this wall here is 3.5. So I'll just extend this to this one using the trim and extend to corner. This is a tier. I'll click that and extend that to this. Then of course we need this one to go to this. So to achieve that, we need to trim this wall that was just extended. You come to your split element, you can split it anywhere, then escape. You come to your trim, you click on that, you click on this. You see we have created this room here, we have created it. Then you shall align this to this. That's where you are going to learn the align tool. Before we do the line, we still need to handle this part. We want this wall to extend all the way here. As you can see here, this wall extends all the way to the other one. So I'll just click on this. Just click on this wall, then I'll extend it like this. Just drag it to this, just like that. Then I'll come to my trim. I'll trim this to this, then I'll trim this to this. See that? You see we have achieved this part here the way it is. Then this one here, we shall need to align it. You come to align. This is the first time we're using the align tool. The align tool is also in a modify, and the shortcut is L. It is this one here. When you click on it, I can align this with that one. You first click on the align surface that you want to use as a reference, then you click on the new surface that you want to bring in. That is how you do your alignment. So our floor, if I measure this side, let's see what we have, 6.9. Then there's a wall here. This wall you can split. Come to your split element. I'll split it here like that. Then I'll delete this off. Delete that off. The battery is warning that we are good. So we need a space here. You see, we need a space here inside here to access this side. So it's really simple. You use what? You use your trim, the split tool. You come to the split element, the SL, you click on it, you can split here, just like that. Then we shall try to drag this on a little bit so that we can get that distance. You come to your align dimension, you can measure that. Now you can use this reference to create a space here. Let's say 800 that side. Let me see what we have. And then here, let's say 100. Oh, not that. Let's say click here, you say 900, something like that. 900 is enough for people to pass, but I'm seeing that side is 950, so we can do 950 here, just like that. Now we have this space to access this side. I think this one is too small. Let's say 900 there. Then I'm going to click on this and say 950 to reduce this further to that. So you see how we have created our floor plan. Let me see. All the distance and everything here looks to be the same. See here, this is 4 by 5. This is 1 by 5 by 2. 1 5 by 2. This is 3. Align this. This is 3.5 by 5. Then this is 6 by 6.9. Then this is 3.5 by 3.5. This is 1.5 by 1.5. The corridor here is 1.5, and this one here is 1.5 by 3.5, just like that. So now we have completely done our floor plan the way it is appearing here. So with that, I can just close this floor plan that we were using as a reference. I'll close it. I'll not save any of the changes, so that we are back to our design here. Now, after doing this, you'll want to see your progress, because basically you're just seeing lines, but you want to see how this can be seen as a house. Now that's exactly what we're going to do. When you come up here in the first toolbar line, you'll see something that looks like a house, or a house icon. When you click on that, it will take us to the 3D of the house. You see what we have? This is the 3D. However, mine is looking just plain white, because I have given the graphics or the visual style to be hidden lines. Now when I come down here to this button that is for the visual style, I click on it, I choose shaded. You see we shall now have our brown house. It is looking brown, somewhere it is white, somewhere it is red or brown, and the house is really looking very tall. The walls are so tall. You can use the middle part of the mouse to keep zooming in and out, or you can use this tool, this one here, to move this thing to see the elevations. However, there is also this orbit. You can choose the orbit here. It will be able to move this, and it will help you to rotate your house. So I'll take it back here. Now we need you remember we set our floor to floor height as 3.5, as seen here in the elevation. I click here, you see now when you open the elevation, the wall first of all is sitting at level ground zero, and it has gone all the way. It has even doubled. In fact, it has gone past the double height of our normal wall. We want our wall to stop at 3.5 meters. The rest will be roof. So we need to change this dimension to fit our standard. Now in the elevation here, you can do it from here, or you can even do it from the 3D. You can come to this 3D, you select one wall, you right click on it, you look for this, select all instances, you choose visible in view, it will select all the walls. Now when you come to the properties, in this top constraint unconnected, you change the unconnected figure from 8 meters to 3.5. So it will bring our wall to our elevation height, or the floor height. This is now 3.5, and when you come to your elevation, you see now the wall has come to the exact point where we want our floor to floor height to stop. So this is how you can change the height of a wall if it has really gone so high. You just click on the wall, you come to these properties. In the unconnected constraint, you can change the measurement from here. You can even change it to any figure, but of course you have to change something that makes sense. And in our project, we were changing the floor to floor height. That means our wall starts from point 0 to 3.5 meters above. And with that, I believe we have finished designing our wall. This is really it for the wall. The next time we shall be able to do the openings. By openings, I mean the windows, the doors, those are openings. We shall be able to do that. Then we also need to furnish the rooms so that they are functional. We shall be able to put things like the chair, the bed. You can put the washroom, all those things. We shall be able to do them after we have finished, of course, the ground floor. We shall do floor on the ground floor. Since we are doing bungalow, of course, it will just be the ground floor where we're going to do all our work. But this one is enough for this session. We shall continue again in the next session. Please make sure you practice this before you forget it. You can even rub all this and start from afresh so that you don't forget what you have learned. So, please see you again in the next part of this project. Thank you.